Stalking is a deeply unsettling crime that affects thousands of people every year. It can take many forms, from obsessive behavior to extreme harassment, and in some cases, it leads to severe consequences for the victims. The stories behind these incidents often involve terrifying invasions of privacy, constant fear, and a sense of vulnerability. In this video, we'll explore some of the creepiest real-life stories of stalkers and their victims, delving into the chilling details of these disturbing cases. These stories not only expose the terrifying nature of stalking, but also highlight the dangers of obsession and the importance of seeking help. The case of Rebecca Sheffer, the tragic death of a rising star. One of the most notorious stalking cases in Hollywood history is that of Rebecca Sheffer, a young actress who starred in the TV show My Sister Sam. In 1986, Sheffer's life took a tragic turn when she became the victim of a stalker named Robert Bardo. Bardo had been obsessed with Sheffer for several years. He began by writing her letters and eventually tracked her down to her home in Los Angeles. Using a private investigator, Bardo discovered Sheffer's home address and showed up at her doorstep. Sheffer, understandably frightened, asked him to leave. However, just a few days later, Bardo returned to her home, rang the doorbell, and, without any warning, shot her in the chest. She died at the hospital hours later. The case of Rebecca Sheffer shocked the world and led to major changes in laws related to stalking. In the aftermath, California passed the first anti-stalking law in 1990, which made it illegal for someone to repeatedly follow, harass, or threaten another person. Bardo's obsession with Sheffer exemplifies the dangerous consequences of stalking, where the stalker's fixation grows to the point of violence. Sheffer's untimely death serves as a stark reminder of how the behavior of a stalker can escalate and lead to devastating outcomes. The stalker of Tori Spelling, when fame becomes a curse. Tori Spelling, best known for her role in Beverly Hills 90,210, has been a target of stalking on multiple occasions throughout her life. One of the most unsettling incidents occurred in the mid-2000s when a man named Randy Salerno became fixated on her. Salerno started sending Spelling obsessive letters, expressing his desire to marry her and even believing that they were meant to be together. His behavior quickly escalated from writing letters to showing up at her home uninvited, despite having no personal connection with her. Spelling's security team had to take extra precautions, including installing additional surveillance cameras and increasing security personnel to ensure her safety. In 2009, Salerno went so far as to claim that he and Spelling were in a relationship and that he would not leave her alone until they were together. He was arrested multiple times, but continued his obsession, even going as far as stalking Spelling's children and following them in public places. Salerno's repeated attempts to approach and contact Spelling caused her great distress and fear for her family's safety. This case highlights how stalkers can prey on public figures, who are often in the spotlight, making them vulnerable to obsessive individuals. In the end, Spelling was able to take legal action, but her story serves as a chilling example of how fame can come with unwanted dangers. The stalking of Gwyneth Paltrow, a Hollywood horror story. Gwyneth Paltrow, another Hollywood actress, became the target of a persistent stalker named Dante Michael C. in the late 2000s. This individual's obsession with Paltrow was so extreme that he repeatedly contacted her via mail and phone calls, claiming that they were soulmates. At one point, Paltrow's stalker sent her disturbing letters and a packet containing pictures of her taken from afar, including some where she was photographed leaving her home. His behavior became so erratic and dangerous that Paltrow took legal action, securing a restraining order against him. Despite this, the stalker continued his attempts to contact her and would even send threatening messages. In 2000, after several years of being stalked, Paltrow's stalker showed up at a charity event she was attending and made his presence known. Security immediately detained him, and he was later arrested. He was eventually charged with felony stalking. Paltrow's story reveals the frightening reality of how stalkers can infiltrate the lives of even the most protected celebrities. Despite the best security measures, the mental toll on the victim is undeniable, and many celebrities find themselves living in constant fear of being hunted by obsessive individuals. The stalker of Kelly Clarkson, a dangerous obsession. In 2006, Kelly Clarkson, the famous American singer and winner of the first season of American Idol, became the victim of a disturbing stalking incident. The man responsible, Joshua Scott Cagle, had developed an obsession with Clarkson after becoming a fan of her music. This obsession soon turned into frightening behavior. Cagle was known for following Clarkson and showing up at her concerts and public appearances. In one incident, Cagle was found in the parking lot of Clarkson's Texas home. Alarmingly, he had even contacted Clarkson's family members, sending bizarre letters to them, claiming that he and Clarkson were in a relationship. Clarkson's stalker was arrested multiple times after being caught lurking near her property and attempting to communicate with her in inappropriate ways. However, even after his arrest, Cagle continued to send Clarkson threatening letters. It wasn't until he was handed a restraining order that his dangerous behavior began to subside. The case of Kelly Clarkson is a prime example of how obsession can quickly turn into dangerous behavior, especially when the stalker feels that they have some sort of perceived connection with the victim. Despite taking legal action, Clarkson, like many other victims of stalking, had to live in constant fear that her safety was at risk. The stalker of Sandra Bullock, a terrifying break-in. One of the creepiest stalking cases involving a celebrity occurred in 2014, when Sandra Bullock, the Academy Award-winning actress, became the victim of a break-in by a stalker named Joshua Corbett. Corbett had been following Bullock for a long time, learning her daily routines and even breaking into her home while she was inside. In the middle of the night, Corbett entered Bullock's Los Angeles home, and she later recounted the terrifying experience of hearing someone in her house. She hid in a closet and called 911 as Corbett roamed the halls of her mansion. When the police arrived, they arrested Corbett, who had been in the process of ransacking Bullock's home. Authorities later discovered that Corbett had been obsessed with Bullock for years, and his behavior had escalated to dangerous levels. In a court hearing, it was revealed that Corbett had been sending Bullock creepy letters and had previously shown up at events where she was attending. This case stands as a chilling reminder of how stalkers can infiltrate the privacy of their victims, crossing the boundary between obsession and dangerous action. For Bullock, this was a traumatic event that no one should ever have to experience. The unseen victims of stalking. Stalking is a crime that doesn't always make headlines, but its effects are deeply felt by the victims who endure it. These stories of celebrities who became targets of dangerous stalkers show just how pervasive and frightening stalking can be, and how even the highest levels of protection cannot always prevent a determined individual from causing harm. If you found these stories chilling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to help raise awareness about the dangers of stalking and the importance of taking action. If you or someone you know is experiencing stalking, please reach out to law enforcement or a support organization. No one should have to live in fear. Thank you for watching.